This episode is brought to you by AJ Plus. This past International Women's Day, Afghani men made headlines when they donned burqas to promote awareness of women's rights. And a month prior, men throughout Turkey and neighboring country Azerbaijan wore skirts in solidarity with a female who had allegedly been raped and murdered. With women's rights in Muslim countries taking a main stage lately, we wanted to know which Muslim countries are the most supportive of women's rights. Well, to start with, there are several factors that can influence a country's overall support of women's rights. If a country is still developing, or if it's in the middle of a war, gender equality tends to be lacking. Reports show that women's rights go hand in hand with increased economic stability. Additionally, if the government is more democratic, women's rights are reportedly more protected. According to the Pew Research Institute, 49 of almost 200 countries have a Muslim majority. In 2013, Pew researchers surveyed Muslims living in those countries to find out where they stood when it came to women's rights. In response to questions like, should women decide if they wear a veil, or must a wife always obey her husband, Eastern European countries and some Central Asian countries tended to be more progressive. These places have been more economically stable and less violent compared to areas like the Middle East, Central Asia, and Africa, in which the most deadly wars are ongoing. Tunisia also stood out as a supporter of women's rights. The country has, until very recently, escaped much of the violence in North Africa. Its booming tourist industry has allowed democracy to flourish since the Arab Spring. And though many other Muslim countries have a long way to go for women's rights, some are making strides towards equality. In Morocco, thousands filled the streets to promote women's rights on International Women's Day. In Afghanistan, a record 4 million girls are now in school. And in Saudi Arabia, women are expected to vote for the first time in the upcoming elections. So which Muslim countries are leading the way? Countries in Eastern Europe like Albania, Kosovo, Bosnia-Herzegovina, they rank the highest on the Pew survey. And according to some reports, Tunisia, Turkey, and Indonesia are not far behind them. Around the world, women are slowly gaining more rights. A report by the United Nations last year confirmed that internationally, women are enjoying more political presence as well as access to higher-ranking jobs. To hear the story of one girl who is challenging the norms in her home country of Morocco, check out this awesome story from AJ Plus. And thank you for watching TestTube. Please subscribe.